Hello students, good morning. Welcome to another biology class. In today's class, we are going to discuss the human reproduction part. That is, we will start with the male reproductive system. In the last class, we have discussed only reproductive events of human reproduction. We will continue the same topic with the structure of male reproductive system. Let us start with the structure of male reproductive system. The male reproductive system is located outside the abdominal cavity in the pelvic region. And male reproductive system consists of certain organs. Let us see the organs of male reproductive system. The first one is testis. Second one is accessory ducts. And third one is accessory glands and also external genitalia. External genitalia. So these are the parts of male reproductive system. Among these, the testis is called as a primary sex organ. Primary sex organ. Whereas remaining are for the secondary sex organ. Secondary sex organs. And what is the meaning of primary sex organ? Primary sex organ is the one which produces both gametes and sex hormones. The primary sex organ is the one which produces both gametes and sex hormones. So they are called the primary sex organ. So example, we already know testis is the primary sex organ in male reproductive system. And the remaining are called the secondary sex organs because they only support for the reproduction process. Now let us discuss the structure of testis first. The male reproductive system has pair of testes. Pair of testes. And these testes are located within a pouch-like structure called the scrotum. Located within a pouch-like structure called the scrotum. Scrotum maintains the low temperature than the body temperature, up to 2 to 2.5 degrees centigrade. Scrotum maintains 2 to 2.5 degrees centigrade low temperature to the body temperature, and this low temperature is necessary for the spermatogenesis. It is necessary for the spermatogenesis. Now, the dimension of the testis or size of the testis. The length of the testis is 4 to 5 centimeter. Length is 4 to 5 centimeter and width is the 2 to 3 centimeter. Width is 2 to 3 centimeter. And testis is covered outside, or there is an outer layer called the tunica vaginalis and inner fibrous layer is called the tunica albuginea. Testis covered by layer outer layer is called tunica vaginalis, and inner fibrous layer is called the tunica albuginea. These are the covering layers of the testis. And each testis is made by 200 compartments. And these compartments are called the testicular lobules. Testis has 250 compartments. Each testis has 250 compartments, and these compartments are called the testicular lobules. They are called the testicular lobules. Inside each testicular lobule, there is 1 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules. In each testicular lobule, there are 1 to 3 highly coiled structures called the seminiferous tubules. Seminiferous tubules. And these seminiferous tubules are the structural and functional unit of the testis, because these are the sites where sperm production takes place. Seminiferous tubules are called the structural and functional units of testis, because they are the site of sperm production. The site of sperm production. Next is, discuss about the second part, that is accessory ducts or secondary sex organs. So, human reproductive system has two types of sex organs. One is primary sex organ, another one is secondary sex organ. So, until now we have studied about the only primary sex organ. Primary sex organ means the organ which helps in two purpose. One is for the gamete formation, and the one is the formation or production of sex organ. Here in male reproductive system, testis is such a primary sex organ because it produces both gametes as well as sex organs. So we studied where testes are located and the structure like seminiferous tubules, so their shape, size, etc. Because testes are oval in shape, so their length is 4 to 5 centimeter, width is 2 to 3 centimeters, and they have each testis has the 250 compartments, and they are called the testicular lobules. In each testicular lobule, there are 1 to 3 highly coiled structures called the seminiferous tubules, and they are the main sites for the sperm production. Let us see the next part of the male reproductive system, that is the accessory ducts. So, accessory ducts are said to be supportive structures to the male reproductive system, because these are the structure which convey the sperms from the testes to the penis region. So, there are 4 accessory ducts are there. The one is rete testis. Second one is vasa efferentia. Third one is epididymis. and fourth one is vasa deferens. So these are called the accessory ducts. Retail testis is present within the testis, which has the highly coiled structure. It's a highly coiled structure and which is connected to another structure. This is called the vasa apparentia. And this vasa apparentia curve on the posterior side. It's curved structure on the posterior side of the testis, and this is called the epididymis. Epididymis is the portion or the part of the accessory duct in which storage and the maturation of the sperms takes place. The sperms which are produced in the testis and they transfer, they stay for a longer time in the epididymis because they get mature and also they get motility. A non-motile sperms get motility in this epididymis part. And this epididymis continues a long tubular structure that we call the vasa deferens. With the help of neat label diagram, I will explain one more time. And this vasa deferens run along the urinary bladder, and where it join the duct of seminal vesicle, and from there it is called the ejaculatory duct. And the sperms, until their release or ejaculation, they are stored in the vasa deferens. So this vasa deferens below the urinary bladder continue a tubular structure. This is called the urethra. And urethra is the common passage for both urine and semen. That is why male reproductive system is said to be urinogenital organ, because it not only passes the urine, it also passes the semen which containing the sperms. That's why the male reproductive system is said to be urinogenital organ. So the urethra opens outside with the last part of the male reproductive structure or external genitalia, that is the urethral meatus. So these are the four accessory ducts related with the male reproductive system. Let us study about the accessory glands. Accessory glands. There are three glands which are associated with the male reproductive system. The first one is a pair of seminal vesicles. Pair of seminal vesicles. And unpaired prostate gland. And third, a pair of bulbourethral glands. Bulbourethral glands, which are also in pair. They are also called the Cowper's gland. They are also called the Cowper's glands. So these seminal vesicles are located in the urinary bladder region, and where the duct connects with the vasa deferens, and they become a common duct called the ejaculatory duct. And prostate gland is located just below the urinary bladder, and this is single. And bulbourethral glands are located below the prostate glands. So these three glands total secretion is called the semen. Their total secretion is called the seminal fluid, and the seminal fluid involves sperms, that is called the semen. Semen is the combination of seminal fluid and the sperms. So there is 3 to 4 ml of semen is secreting at the end of the copulation, and that semen consists minimum 300 to 400 millions of sperms. So this fluid, seminal fluid, not only helps in sperms they nourish the sperms as well as also lubricates the passage. And they also consist some of the chemicals like fructose and calcium, proteolytic and other enzymes. The semen consists fructose, calcium, proteolytic and other enzymes. So all these things are present in the semen. So they help the sperms and as a food, and also they lubricates the passage. And this fructose present only in the semen. By the presence of fructose, we can identify whether the woman has gone through the intercourse or not. So it can be used during the rape case to identify the victim. So here we will discuss the structure of the external genitalia with the help of a neat diagram. So let us draw the diagram of the male reproductive system. So this is the structure of a male reproductive system. Whatever we discussed till now, we see all those parts here. Here a pair of testes, which we used to call the primary sex organ, and these primary sex organs are the structures which release both gametes as well as sex hormone. They are pair in structure and located within the pelvic cavity outside the abdominal part. And within the rete testis, there are two accessory ducts are there. One is rete testis and the other is vasa afferentia, which continues outside with a curved structure called the epididymis, which is very important because sperms are locating for a longer time in this region where they get mature as well as they also get the motility, and which is continuing with a long tubular structure which run along the urinary bladder that we call the vasa deferens. And vasa deferens connect here seminal vesicle, and after that it becomes the ejaculatory duct, and ejaculatory duct continues up to the urethral meatus as a urethra, which is a common passage for both urine and semen. That's why male reproductive system is called the urinogenital organ. And we also discussed three types of the accessory glands. We also see them here. One is seminal vesicle, which are in pair form, and a prostate gland which covers the urethra below the urinary bladder, but it look like two glands, but actually it is a single gland. And below this, a pair of bulbourethral glands. The secretion of bulbourethral gland is very important for the lubrication purpose, and their total secretion is for the seminal fluid. When it along with the semen, sperms, this seminal fluid is called the semen, and the semen is released through this urethral meatus after the intercourse or copulation. So there is minimum 3 to 4 ml of semen is secreted, and which consists minimum 300 to 400 millions of sperms. It not only consists sperms, which also consists of certain chemicals like fructose, calcium, and proteolytic, and certain other enzymes. So here I am going to conclude this male reproductive structure. So we will continue with the female reproductive structure in the next class. Thank you very much.